always had this bug to travel since I was a little kid. I love it. Sharing that passion with people that haven't been before is probably one of my favorite things to do.
You can trust in the weather report. Patagonia, you can have four seasons in one day.
Traveling with fly fishing as your primary objective, it's learning something that you've never done before and opening yourself up to new ideas and seeing new places. And it's also going back to see some of your friends that you've made in another country.
The people that are greeting you truly believe that you're now part of the Cinco Ríos family. And I think that everybody feels that when they step through the door. Everybody.
Salud. Salud, salud.
I get that question all the time. Why would you travel all the way to the south end of South America to catch a trout? Yeah, you might catch the trout of a lifetime, but you're going to have an experience on every step of the way that is worth its weight in gold. Seeing your friends again and experiencing the landscape of Patagonia is worth much more than catching any trout.
Thanks, Mendingus. You the man.
On the first day of the trip, we took off to go float the Simpson Canyon, and as we're headed out, the owner comes running out the door. I need you to take these solar eclipse glasses. The path of this eclipse just happened to go right over southern Chile while we were there.
It's awesome, man. It's my first time. My very first time that I see the whole ring, and it's gonna be my memory for all the rest of my year.
There you go. There's a fish coming. See it? You see it?
No.
I don't either.
We're staying at the Estancia Lazoro, and I get up early, so I got up and wanted to go see what was going on in the kitchen, the rustic kitchen at the Estancia, where they've got the wood-fired stove and they got a kettle going. And I walked in there, and one of the Gauchos, it's a working ranch, one of the Gauchos was hanging out there with Rodrigo, one of our guides, who was up early too, waiting for us. And you know, this was early in the morning, and I walked in, and they're speaking Spanish, and they were having mate. And mate is sipped best with friends. And as soon as I walked in, they didn't really even say anything. They just kind of motioned, like, come sit down. That's the kind of vibe that you just don't get if you're sitting at home on the couch, you know? It's not about the fish. I mean, we caught some amazing fish down here, but the people, who you meet, the culture, that's what it's all about. You can't put a price on that. You just can't. So
much of the trip and the emphasis of the trip is about the trout fishing. We talked about the condors a little bit.
I got my goats.
Yeah, but just for 2 stinky goats, you know, you missed the condors.
And then we had an off day. We decided to go do it.
Yeah, my uncle and she are the only ones that use this road. It's hard to find another car here. This links the 2 valleys, you know, the Valley of the Moon with the Coyhaique Alto Valley. Not very many people know about it.
Sebastian had kept telling us about the condors at his brother's place. We packed up first thing in the morning before sunlight and took off on a 4x4 journey up this crazy road through forests and through fields to step out on this ledge to see one of the largest birds in the world take flight.
Condors, watching that first condor take off was cool. And the next, and it just became epic. They were just all around us and they were soaring just right over our head. And it was something that you just couldn't describe. You're way out on a point, on a cliff's edge, and there's condors flying right over your head, soaring all around, and everyone's just kind of dumbfounded and quiet.
Patagonia is giving yourself an opportunity to let go, to truly soak in the landscape. There's going to be a lot of trees and bushes you're not familiar with. There's going to be a bunch of colors of water you've never seen before. And there's going to be an opportunity to make friends with people that are halfway around the world.
To the right.
Talking the shade?
Yeah, right there.
That's a nice rainbow.
You know, almost 5 minutes. That's a good sized fish on the Water River.
Man.
When the people come from England, tend to see some prints in the sand with food like that. We call pata, you know? And then we start to call Patagonia.
Why the logs in the rivers? Okay, because of the old forest fires. Between 1935 and 1957, lots of forest fires. So most of those trees and the erosion and some rivers that got silted up, they used to be deeper, most of those trees are in the water. That's why we use thick material, and thanks God the fish are there, not typified. It's not maybe within 50 years we might be fishing the same waters, but maybe 4x, 5x, and then it's going to be different. Then the game is going to change. You might be thinking, oh my God, what do I have here? Because they're very strong. They got some shoulders, and they burn all their energy they got the first 10 seconds. Trust me, that fish is going to put you in trouble. And then you got to start fighting the rod to the right to avoid the logs, to the left. Lift it, the guy's gonna start rowing out, rowing to the left, whatever, to keep that fish out of the logs. And then the fish is going to chill out, relax, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get tied to the boat, we're gonna net it, and they go again.
the average, the small one is 20 inches, but the average, that fish is 25. You can find some 28, 29 inches around there.
We stepped out of the truck after doing some four-wheeling to the boat ramp and did some really weird backing and finagling to get a boat in the ramp. Some backcountry somewhere.
So everyone has those days when you're casting a streamer into fish you can't see and you're wondering, when am I gonna get to eat? We had one of those days on one of the last days of the trip.
Slow, oh, there it comes, there it comes. Get. That's a huge fish.
The wind was howling. I mean, this was some of the worst wind I've ever seen, worse than some of the stuff I've ever seen on a flat. And this is a small lake in Patagonia.
I don't know where we are, but we're at a lake with some gator brown trout. Just the monstrous brown trout you've ever seen. Few and far between, but massive. And Yvonne is showing us how it's done right now on the flip side.
Yeah, he said, try that black gnat size 24 you got in your pocket. 8X, tip it. No, no way.
Let me see the fish. This is Martita.
So we went back to that first spot of the day. He made one more cast. As I'm pulling the camera out of the box, I look over and he's hooked up. We get this fish to the net, pulled out the tape, and it was a 28-inch brown, something people fish their entire life to hopefully find. And I think the reason we found it is because we weren't looking. All the days of tough fishing, the 7 and 10 hours of travel, the baggage fees, the customs immigration, it made it all work.
Good job, my friend.
Awesome.
Good job.
So the first cast and the last cast of the day, he showed himself. Right?
Yeah, this is good news. I like to see the big brown, the Truchón in the net, you know. Truchón means big, old brown trout.
What was the name of that fish we caught today?
Kiko.
Kiko.
I know him many years ago. Cueva de las Manos.
Cueva de las Manos.
Yeah. Look at my friend. See the hand?
So what were the people's names called?
The Welches.
Welches.
The Welches.
The Welches. Okay.
Well, the family have a count. All the family put the hand on the wall, print the hand on the wall.
Yeah, it took me a while to write this. It's called Escaping from Jail.
That's right.